Yo, y'all want to be able to make them dance, hey? Let's go. Guys, this video, all I'm going to say is save it, watch it over and over, take some notes. I'm going to teach you guys really the fundamentals of getting a big glute muscle. And these are the compound movements, the glute exercises that I would just, you got to master these, okay? So I'm starting from best to last. All of them are great, but this one right here to kick things off, no bueno, guys. This is the hip thrust. I mean, bro, if you're not hip thrusting, y'all probably got a pancake. But seriously, man, this is it. I love the hip thrust. I'll hip thrust for 8 to 10 sets of workout on my glute days. There's so many, the reason why I love it in the Smith machine too, is it offers a stable environment. You know, the barbell's a pain, the machines I just can't stand, so this is such a great option. The whole key when we're hip thrusting is I like to take the wide sumo stance, so my feet are out wide, toes angled out. Pretty much all my stances you're gonna see in today's video are the wide sumo. It's the best for glute recruit. Now the key is to slowly drop your glutes. Your core is tight, your back is flat, and you're driving up through the heels. You're thrusting those hips up, right? Hence the word hip thrust. You're thrusting and you're really milking that squeeze. You really want to milk that squeeze at the top. Milk that squeeze at the top. I'll even get a nice isometric hold where I'm going to hold and squeeze the weight, and boy oh boy, is that ever going to be a burn. So the hip thrust, guys, is a must. You can't skip it. You got to learn how to do it properly. Always go lighter. And this is the first exercise that's going to get you on your road to Peachland. All right, let's move on to some deadlifting, guys. This is, deadlifting is another absolutely fantastic exercise for the glutes. For overall posterior chain development, what's the posterior chain? It's just nice slab of meat. Ooh, it's a juicy one. So there's two deadlifts that I do for the glutes primarily. The best in terms of a compound deadlift is the wide sumo, right? So once again, as I said earlier, this is where my feet are out wide, toes angled out at 45 degrees, and I'm getting that nice stretch on the way down, driving up through the glutes. Oh my gosh. Let's rep it out here. So as you guys can see, I'm working this sort of mid-shin to top of quad range. Mid-shin, top of quad. Mid-shin, top of quad. Another important point, that's a tough one, say that one a few times, is y'all never let your knees cave in. You gotta kick the knees out. Kick the knees out, guys, seriously. Big mistake, no bueno. No bueno. So, once you're in that wide sumo stance, toes are angled out, you're getting that nice stretch of the glute muscle, and you're hip thrusting and squeezing in. Once again, guys, glutes are going back and in. If you're so new to the gym, don't touch the weight. Just learn how to do this. I call these glute clenchies, where you just stick your glutes out and you squeeze in. Stick your glutes out, squeeze in, okay? So that is the wide sumo deadlift. Barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells, doesn't matter. It's a great deadlift. Next is an isolated movement. This is the single leg deadlift. Another absolutely fantastic exercise. The leg goes in the middle. We're working on our balancers and our stabilizers, getting really good deep stretches on this. Getting that nice squeeze. Core's tight, back is flat. Always kind of hard to communicate when I'm repping it out here, but you're getting this really nice stretch throughout the posterior and you're squeezing up through. Once again, practice with body weight. If you're new to the gym, don't touch the weight. Practice with body weight. That's always the best place to start. So deadlifting, guys, it's a no-brainer when it comes to glute development. The wide sumo and the single leg are personally my favorites. Hope you guys are taking y'all notes. Take y'all notes. So this is a fun one. You ready for this one, guys? This is called a Jefferson. I don't know who Mr. Jefferson is, but I'm sure he had a big old peach. So the key here, guys, is to see, look at the foot placement for a sec, okay? Basically, I'm creating this sort of 90-degree angle where this foot's going that way, the front leg's straight on, okay? The hand plate, you're over the bar. The hand, one can go over top and one can go underneath. It doesn't really matter which way you choose. Now think of this as like a lunge, but it's supported by the back leg. So I'm getting a nice squeeze up through. So as I'm coming down, I'm squeezing right up through my glutes, right? But this is, look at this leg here. This leg here. This is the front leg where I'm driving and squeezing. Driving and squeezing. Say it with me, driving and squeezing, right? But this is gonna just cause so much focus on the glutes. And for a lot of people that have back pain, it's not spine loaded, right? So speaking of spine loading, why don't we quickly here go into the lunge? Because these are all lunge variations, right? So this is a stationary lunge. Fantastic exercise. It is, whoops. It is spine loaded. The whole key in the lunge is that foot, you have to make this 90-degree angle and you're driving up through your glutes. Once again, you're always driving through the heel. Always driving through the heel. That is such an important part to glute development. My back is flat, my core is tight, my chest is up, and I'm driving through the heel. So both these variations, if you choose to do the standard lunge, or if you choose to do the Jefferson, are fantastic glute isolators. I like 3 sets, 20 to 25 reps. I'm always a 25 rep guy. These are, once again, some just amazing basic movements to grow your glutes, to grow your legs. All right, guys, best piece of cake for last here. You know, I just love the cake, man. It's so good, it's so funny. I don't even know where it came from. You know what's funny too? It's like, yeah. Funny story, man. I was in the gym and I was like, this group of teenage boys walked by me and they're all like, yeah. And I thought one sneeze, I thought it was a sneeze. And then all of a sudden I started seeing it on my commenting and I was like, yo, what does this mean? But now I know what it means. And it's pretty funny now. So anyway, okay guys, let's talk about squats, right? Squats are just money for the legs. I like it in the Smith controlled environment. Remember, the more stability means the more ability in the movement we can do. Once again, the wide sumo is kind of the best, it's the best stance you can do for the glutes. Okay, so big key tip here, guys, is our glutes go out, knees kicking out as you're coming down and squeezing up through. Always make sure you keep that core nice and tight as you're driving and squeezing through. Driving and squeezing through. So the big key here, the big key takeaways are my feet are flush, driving through heels, knees are kicked out, back is flat, core is tight, chest is up, right? If you catch yourself at all, in a squat doing this, where your heels come off the ground, stop immediately. You're better off to once again learn how to squat properly before doing it with weight, please. As a trainer of a decade, take that advice seriously. Another stance I love is the ballerina. So think of it as a short stance, wide sumo. So instead of like, wash my feet here, wide sumo, now I'm just gonna bring them in, angle them out even more. Now I got myself a ballerina. Once again, the advantage of the Smith, I can bring my feet up a little more in front of me as I come down and squeeze up through. Come down, squeeze up through. Come down, squeeze up through. Oh my God, what the pump here in the glute med is redonkulous, no pun intended. And squeeze them up. So for the squats, guys, high volume 6 to 8 sets. You go, 8 to 15 reps. But guys, I really hope you took a lot away from this video. Glute training, leg training, it's not rocket science, okay? It ain't rocket science. You have to perfect the movements first, though. That's what most people don't understand, and that's why so many of my videos I've dedicated to what? Who knows? Glute activation, right? You got to be able to learn how to activate the glutes before you can stimulate the glutes. That's how you grow the glutes. But this covers pretty much the nutshell of the compound movements, starting with the hip thrust. We had our deadlifts with the wide sumo and the single leg, different single leg lunging variations like the Jefferson and the stationary lunge, and of course the wide sumo squat and the ballerina squat. So guys, make sure you give this a save, share to a pancake in need, and the famous words of NUNZI, say it with me, get excited.